Oh, you know his name. You know his name. His name is Blade. Yeah, we're talking about a Marvel movie that came out in 1998. This before the MCU. There is no MCU. There was just Stan Lee, $45 million in New Line Cinema. And there was a guy that, most people know him as, Wesley Snipes, maybe even from Sidney Dean from He Got, White Man Can't Jump. I don't know. The Running Man. Not the Running Man, Demolition Man. He's been in a lot of things, but we know him as Blade. Let's talk about this movie, y'all.
We should be ruling the humans. These people are our food.
They've got their claws into everything. Politics, finance, real estate.
He is their greatest fear and our only hope.
It's open season on all vampires.
Blade.
Tonight's broadcast has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am, National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
Guys, welcome to the Wolfpack Unpopular Review Entertainment as we give you a new series to go ahead and dive into. If you have not seen Blade 1, Blade 2, Blade Trinity, well, go ahead and join us for the next few weeks here as we dive into this classic of a movie from Marvel. New Line Cinema, Wesley Snipes. I'm your host, one of your hosts today anyway, Mike Papa Knox. They call me Papa Knox, not because I'm Big Papa like Biggie Smalls, but because I'm a granddad now. So this movie stars Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff. Oh my God, how great he was in this movie. Salai Lathan, how you say her name? Nabushi Wright from Dead President. She was the baby sister in Dead President. And simply, people, this movie is a half mortal, half vampire out for to avenge his mother's death. And the world of vampires and a modern day technology. And people, this movie came out in 1998 to a $45 million budget. Box office and domestic 131. Globally over $3 million. This is what you actually call a hit movie, a box office smash. And I know he would say Blade 2 was a money grab. Well, then you make triple times the amount of money you make from the first one. Damn right, it's a money grab. What's going on this morning, Vic? How you doing, man?
Chilling, fam. You already know, man. This movie it brought back memories, man. And mind you, this movie's old already.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing: it doesn't feel that old because there's like from the jump, the amount of CGI that's going on in here is just beautiful. The fighting that's going on in here. I mean, for 1998, and mind you, like that also goes to show you how progressive things were getting. You know what I mean? Because if you watch a movie from the early 90s and then you watch a movie from the late 90s, you start seeing a big difference. And this is definitely showing that. I like you said before, I really forgot how good this movie was, and why people complain about the other two.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And we're gonna dive into those other two movies as well. And I think we and you both hover the same amount. Like when we're gonna do a movie, we like to rewatch it to get a fresh take on it. So I'm gonna say this now, but I'm going to allow myself to be a walking contradiction and change this comment when we do Blade 2. I've always thought Blade 2 was the better movie. And I always thought that Blade 2 came out before The Matrix 2 and the special effects that was in the Matrix, we had already saw by the time we got to Blade 2, and that's why the Matrix 2.
I mean, we saw it here.
Right. Well, we saw some of the stuff here.
We saw it here. That bullet jump off.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
That you know what I mean? That was like, I was like, oh shit, this for Matrix? Like, you know, because I think the Matrix is one of the things that set the scenes for that.
Yeah.
For all that movement, you know. And the thing is that look, the operating systems and the software they were using at the time, compared to now, it was very, very slow. So what does that mean? That means it took an enormous amount of time and precision to get this done.
I love that word.
And
you know,
like they did a really, really good job.
Well, Deacon Frost, you know, he's out to resurrect with some special blood types, this all evil vampire god who plays the key role in the plan that he wants to go ahead and just what most vampire movies do, try to eliminate the human race in itself. So let's speak on the movie in itself, right? Like you said, from the opening scene, right? He's just fighting galore, right? You see in the hospital scene here, like you said, the special effects. These are things like this movie was just really. I don't want to say what we always typically say before it's time, you know, because I'm an older statesman now. It was where it was supposed to be, right? And just flat out to me, and I know we're supposed to not do this, but this is no longer the third member here. It's 4 of us, but to no man, he's not here. He's like a consultant. I'm sorry, right? We don't have to save our likes or dislikes at the end of the movie. This movie was freaking awesome, okay, from start to end.
Facts. From bell to bell, you heard? Like it was fire.
From bell to bell, like I screamed upstairs, right? When you start having kids and your niece and nephew come around, and you start to realize how something was. I realized we're like our parents. I'm like, you couldn't enjoy Deadpool and understand why the pop was for Blade if you ain't seen Blade. You need to go watch Blade. You need to see this movie.
Facts.
I know, especially in the Black community, and they always like to say this in the Black community, how great this movie was, how great this movie is. And all I can say,
who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am.
Yeah.
For this, man. Like all I knew of Blade in 1998, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a comic book guy, I'm a cartoon guy. Okay. Was he was on Spider-Man a few episodes. You know, why did everybody like him so much? And then you watch this film and you realize how good, how emotional, invested, how everything that this man in that cartoon displayed. I'm going to go on a limb and say this. I'm not sure if Wesley Snipes played Blade better or he played Nino Brown better. I don't know. The Demolition Man. He played a great like this might be one of my favorite Wesley Snipes movies.
Look, you know what?
Even over More Better Blues.
I would say Nino Brown, and the only reason
because you're a New Yorker.
Well, yeah, that too, but the only reason why I would say Nino Brown is because a lot of the references continue.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of listen, when Martin,
cancel this whole bitch.
No, listen, when Martin came out with the dog.
And,
you know, I mean, come on.
So $5 ass down for him.
Thank you, bro. Like, come on,
my
man.
Brother's keeper.
Hey, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more quotes.
That, right? Where RK, the guy from This Is Us, he's really playing Nino Brown in Netflix series. I can't wait to see that. We're gonna talk about that too. If that actually goes to pass, we will be doing that. I know y'all guys had here on Unpopular Review Entertainment. Y'all a couple weeks ago, y'all had a guest on the show, and she mentioned she was gonna do Godfather of Harlem. I saw your face. I looked at it. I was like, I'm saying, Vic. We've been doing Godfather of Harlem. Now here comes the 4th season. 2 years. Y'all had a co-host a couple weeks ago when y'all did Daredevil episode, or was it?
Yeah, no,
that was in a pro.
I know, but we just met her that day.
No, really, I just saw it and I said, "Come on in." Ain't that some special shit?
No, I mean,
but this movie, you look at it from the emotion of it, right? And you know what's funny? I saw this movie came the year my daughter was born, Vic, and I said, "Oh shit, I forgot Sanaa Lathan was his mother." Right? So I said, "Mother," And I'm like, damn, then I forget the end. I go, oh shit, I forgot his mother has been alive this whole entire time.
Facts.
Right? And you
totally forgot about that spot.
Totally forgot about that spot. You look at Abram, you look at Whistler and how he was the father figure and the emotion from him, you know, especially at when he's dying, and how, you know, get out of here, kid, just leave. You know what I mean? All that was just so good to me. Speak on this movie. What's some of your favorite parts of this movie?
I mean, like number one was his Shaft moment in the beginning.
I'll wait for you to say that. I didn't want to take your thunder.
When the cops were shooting at him, and he just turned on his Sam Jackson, and I just loved right there, boy. Like, thank you. What?
So are you stupid?
Yes. Thank you. That was just beautiful. And then the cops run away. That was just you know, that made me laugh so hard in the beginning of the movie, you know. And then you know, the long-term story, because the movie is long, right?
Yeah.
So like
I was shocked it was 2 hours.
Yeah, so like as you pay attention, I really like the story. I'm not gonna lie, I found it funny. How a black woman named Karen wasn't hilarious back then. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think any black woman named Karen now would like admit to it. Probably change the name now.
When I realized this morning, because I'm watching this film, right? And again, just so y'all be on the record here, this is a multicultural state channel. We have people of all colors here on the network, but Mike not.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black.
When I realized how fine she was, and she was the sister from Dead Presidents.
Oh.
And then everybody remember, if you remember Dead Presidents, everybody said, yo, the sister's hotter anyway.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And you realize, yo, she is still just,
I mean, it was 98 though. Like, you know, it was
just fine. And I don't know if Stephen, I don't know if I've ever seen his name, Dorff, ever played in anything of a better role to me, right? Like this man.
That's true.
Like,
I don't remember him in anything else.
No, you know, it's funny. I had to Google him, right? Because I was like, what else did he play in? Right. And as I'm looking at this list of movies he played in, none of them are some of you would say, oh, I watched that movie, right? You may have seen him in other movies, right? He's playing small, like Public Enemies. He played a small role
like
in
his face is recognizable.
Yes,
but the other dude is more recognizable.
You know what I know him more from?
The Irish kid. The you know, the guy with the beard.
Oh, you're talking about Quinn. Absolutely.
Yes.
Donnell Lodge. Yes, absolutely. He's been in everything.
Exactly. He's way more recognizable.
Absolutely.
You know? But
he also played a lot of more television stuff too. Plus, he was a detective on Gotham, also, right?
Yes,
so
he was fucking Harvey.
He was Harvey, right? So for me,
Stephen
Dorff, the only thing I seen him in that I remember before, other than Blade, was you watched the TV show, which I'm not ashamed to admit it, but even though I'd be like, I cringe when I watch it, but laugh my ass off. You watched The Righteous Gemstones?
No.
Okay, it's if you don't like them making fun of God and you know entities of Jesus and the Bible, then you probably shouldn't watch this show, right? And I'm a believer and I love all that. But The Righteous Gemstone, he played one of the rival church families that's on there. Like Stephen Joy, but never has, I believe, he played this role as Deacon Frost so damn good.
Facts.
He just really played the hell out of this role. His confidence, his maniacal. Like, remember they go to see Pearl, right? It's like he's like, Pearl, just die with some dignity, for heaven's sake. What's wrong with you? Just die with some dignity. Right. And I'm saying, like, yo, this man is he's ruthless, right? He has a little girl in the street, and Blade says to him, "What's that, sunblock? So you gotta start somewhere." You know what I'm saying? And Blade goes to shoot him, he tosses the little girl. He just didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? He went out for what he wanted when he went and they killed the elder because he wanted to be at the lead of the table, and just killed him, pulled his teeth out, threw his teeth on the table. I look at that part, and I go, "That's where Quentin Tarantino got it from Kill Bill." When
the guy
puts the head and throws it on the table, that was reminiscent of that to me.
He was given John Gotti. Like he was definitely
York
given.
reference.
He was given, of course. He was given my boss. You know what
Okay.
I mean? I mean, the only other person to give, Teflon Don is Donald Trump. But but this guy, facts. So like, and that's the thing. Like that's the energy that he came with, because like he had a whole court of vampires that he practically just got rid of, what I mean? And he was just like, the new generation, we're doing new stuff. I don't care how y'all feel. And it was very reminiscent of the time, because a lot of new things were happening. I mean, look, mind you, like paying for the evolution of paying for AOL, including the connection, including everything in one package, that was changing. We started getting it. All of a sudden, other things started coming onto the scene. Things started changing. Software started getting better. Windows 98 came out, and then they were already working on Windows 2000. Everybody was worried about what was going to happen with the computers when the computers all of a sudden would switch to 00 from 99, and people were working on that at the time. So the computers were, at least for the time, they were at an all-time high. And the everything that went on in this movie was really reminiscent of that time. But it really, the guy as a mob boss, because he even with his coat and everything, he just felt like a mob boss the whole time, right? And then he just felt like somebody that was just taking over to be the new head of the vampire families. You know what I mean? He was, who else he was given? He was given Tony Soprano.
Definitely, I feel some skinny ass Tony Soprano.
Thank you.
I can see that. Deacon Frost, Stephen Dorff killed this role, man.
He was definitely given that, and it was very, very good. From the beginning to the end, because even at the sword fight at the end, after he had taken some of that blood and all of that, it was just the whole thing. It was interesting. This was a great story. I mean, the other thing that I liked was, the old man. Because the old man, there's always like an Alfred or a Gamby or
killed
somebody.
He killed it too. And the emotion between him and Blade, right? I found him as a kid and I almost killed him. But I kept him around. And then them both acting like they don't care about each other. Dynamic was crazy too. Which is one thing I say this when we, at this point in the movie, we think he's dead. Right, because the vampires come and they Deacon Frost and they invade the compound where Blade's hideout was, and they essentially whoop his ass so bad that he says, "Just leave, kid." I don't think they do explain it in Blade 2, so we let that be there, and that was a big spoiler alert for that movie as well. When you see, Whistler's still alive, right? Because he takes a serum before that, and it kept him alive, right? For whatever reason, the movies do movie shit. Right, it's like having Earth 37 and Earth 1887, and variants. You can do. That's the one thing about movies I just hate. You can just write whatever you want. Somebody did it. I mean, hey, Tony Stark ain't dead.
Hey, no, he's Dr. Doom. Like there it is. You know what I mean? Everybody just wanted to see Tony Stark, but still, like, that whole situation is interesting because they can just write whatever they want. I guess that's what happened with Blade 3. Well. You know what I mean? They just came up with some shit.
Who the hell actually likes Blade 3? We're gonna talk about that with People like somebody liked it. You know what I mean? It was in the movie. So
maybe. That's funny. That's funny. You got New York music ready? Like I'm Eric Adams. That's hilarious.
I was trying to surprise you and get it made for you. So when you listen, I've been doing this with you now almost 4 years. You gotta have your own thing. You are so New York. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to hear from that. I didn't want to hear you say, "What up, fan?" I want to hear you say, "Yeah," every time now. Like,
that's the young blood,
so
man.
New York, and I love it about you. I always tell people,
that's funny.
I don't hate on New York because I don't like New York. Like New York's a beautiful place. Good food, good people, good music. It's my hatred of the media thinking y'all the only city that matters when I'm from Chicago and Philadelphia. That's all it is. It's a little jealousy maybe that y'all get that.
I get that. I definitely get that. I mean, but New York more than anything is a lot of people in a small space.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of money just moving through. And it's not what it used to be. I'll tell you one thing. I'm always jealous of CM Punk because CM Punk can come out with a Chicago flag and everybody knows what that is. You feel me?
Like I was my Horizon, Illinois, but I won't say nothing about that. I
love
no,
but still,
Punk.
like you know, but you know,
point.
still, like you know what I mean. I show somebody a New York City flag. Oh, what's that? Come on, man! It's in every park. Like, stop playing.
Good point. Good point there. Let's take a break. Let's come back. Talk about our favorite and worst parts of this movie, if we have any at all, and see what else we got coming up this week here on Unpopular Review Entertainment. That's all I think is going around here, guys. We got something for everybody, including this Tuesday. The Federation is back. They're doing a good movie.
I'm putting together a special team. We're gonna be doing one thing and one thing only: killing Nazis. Sound good? Yes, sir!
There's something you don't know. Hitler is attending the premiere.
Getting a whack Uncle Adolf makes us a horse of different color.
We have all our rotten eggs in one basket. The objective of the operation: blow up the basket.
But
wow.
Back to the challenge, y'all. We get into the elimination.
Well, before we get into that, real quick, it was Michelle's birthday. And this was the funniest, awkward birthday that I've seen on the challenge.
He was big on invasions.
I don't know.
He was big on invasions.
He was so much younger, though. That was pre-baby. Or no, that was infant baby.
Leroy has a thing with his hubris, but I don't think Leroy is the type of person to let someone try to hoe him. And I think Devin tries to hoe people a lot, and Leroy is not for that, which is why they are rivals to begin with. And then after Leroy and Devin, we have Adam and Steve, who is also a team I think is going to be a serious powerhouse duo.
I hate my boy Devin, and I can't. For what it's worth, I won't go against what y'all say about him, right? But even that fight, he was like, well, I'm a winner. You don't talk to a champ that way. Dude, you won once. You know what I'm saying?
Tori carried hard.
Listen, guys, we got a lot of things coming back this weekend, including the Federation is coming back on Tuesday doing Incurious Bastards. You know what? I'm going to have to rewatch the movie again because I wasn't a big fan of it when it first came out. But we're going to find out what they think about that movie as well. And also returning this Wednesday is that Challenging Time All-Star Rivals Review. And I know the Trio of Destiny will be back as well talking Daredevil. Mm-hmm. You know what? Just to speak on that dude, I'm not liking the series, man. I'm watching the show. I know they're loving it. C and Jackie, your side, and you guys, and you're loving it. But it's such a slow. It has been rated right now as one of the lowest Disney Marvel Plus shows up there with like the Secret Invasion. People are not happy with how slow it's moving. But
it is moving slow. But I mean, they're definitely one thing I see is that they're deviating from the past show.
Yes, they're trying to make it their own.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to make it their own for sure.
That's why it's a slow burn. But by the end of the season, I think things will change.
Well, they better hurry the HE double hockey stick up. But we are here and we are talking about the 1998 classic known as Blade. And people, when I tell you this movie,
that scene was crazy too.
It's just out of its world. It's violent. It's dark. I know a lot of people, Vic, say that we don't get the MCU without this movie, and I would always criticize them, saying, "Huh? What do you mean?" Because it took so long for the MCU to come from Blade to Iron Man. That's a big ass window. Of was it like when did Iron Man come out?
I think it was 2007.
That's a long 2008. So we're talking 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before that jumps off, and I don't know what took it so long, right? Because you see how impactful Spider-Man was with Tobey Maguire and Fox, right? X-Men was popular and successful, right?
Yeah, but I mean, at the time, okay, Facebook just started.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook
started in 2003.
And well, yeah, but in the college campuses, I'm talking about, you know what I mean? But you know, Facebook was young, and I think they were probably already at Windows 7, and Windows 7, yo, Windows 7 was the shit. So like, you know, by that time, you know, all the Photoshops and all of the stuff was popping. So yeah, I could definitely see why in between those 10 years, because I know they made this movie on Windows 95. I know they did. Or at least the Mac version of, you know, Windows 95. You know what I'm saying? Like I know they did. So they did it on computers that were really slow, took a really long time, and look at the outcome. It aged very, very well. Very well. You know what I mean? And the amount of change that you see within those 10 years is really good to compare those two movies. Because you got one from 98 and one from 2008. So, you know, but then in between that, you got X-Men, probably X2 in between that, you know.
Which changed the game. X2 changed the game completely. Yeah. So when people try to debate and say, well, there's no MCU without this, I always go, huh? I don't know about that.
They have an argument, though. They really do have an argument. But then at the same time, though,
it was so successful, right? Like Blade 2 didn't, outside of what we know about it, and we're talking about it right now, how powerful and great it was. Do you think it was more impactful than X2?
See, the thing about this movie and this series is that I feel like it's in a different lane.
Okay.
It's more because I mean, like they try to emphasize this more as like a horror film.
They did.
You know what I mean?
Very
so
much
like so, you know, they definitely took more liberties. I mean, look, the guy getting a blowjob
in the club. I saw that. I was like,
I mean, look, that's what I say. Like, yo, it's got Bill Clinton all over it.
There it is, y'all. There it is.
It's got Bill Clinton all over that right there. Like,
there it is.
You know what I mean? Straight up, like, yo, you know, this is straight messaging. What was going on at the time?
The fact you compare my man getting dope.
Everybody talking
Bill
about
Clinton in '98, boy. I swear.
mean, listen, man. But wasn't Bill Clinton getting the Ric Flair treatment?
He was.
Was he not? Was he not? Because
those who don't know, what's the Ric Flair treatment? They don't know that.
You know what I'm saying? No, they was giving him the shine. They was like, yo, I want to be like this dude. You know what I'm saying? I want to wear alligator shoes and stomp. You heard? Like, that's what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Man.
Straight up. I mean,
this movie had everything in it to me. As you said, from the opening scenes in this movie where he just comes in, the special effects, the murdering, it really did come off like it was a horror movie.
And then the other thing, like you haven't seen, and this is another thing that I think happened why Wakanda became such a big deal for the Black community, because I think that there hasn't been another Black man kicking ass like that since Blade. You know what I mean?
That's why everybody got so hyped for Marshall Ali's Blade when it got announced. And then, of course, it's off the docket now. It's been damn near 8 years since they announced Blade coming. He's older now. They've decided to the movie's been scrapped for as of right now. I don't know what happened with that, why that Blade movie didn't come out. And I'm even in favor of, I'm not sure how many people saw this. As wrestling fans, I think you might have come across this because when wrestling got moved from USA Network to Spike TV, they gave us Blade with sticky fingers. And I actually thought it had one season, I think maybe two, but I absolutely loved that series to death. And I thought he played it well. Light skin as sticky fingers may be, you know, he's still
I mean, don't be hating on the Onyx like that, man.
I'm not hating on the there it is.
Come on, man. Don't be hating on the Onyx like that, man.
Every time I hear a New York reference, you're gonna get
turn up. Don't be hating on sticky fingers.
I'm not. Man. I brought it up. Man. I actually love that series to death. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, you know what? I'm biased because when I played Def Jam, you know,
Vendetta.
Sticky Fingers is one of the best people to play.
I was a Ghostface Killer guy myself in that game.
Message.
But let's go ahead here and give it. Like I said, I already gave it. To me, it's a complete thumbs up for me.
All day.
I'm even willing to put this a top 10 Marvel movie of all time.
Is it Marvel?
It's technically a Marvel movie, although it's not Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
When people say that Spider-Man, I'm just going to cut you off. When they say the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, like I'm just a fan. This is just me. Hear me out, people. Don't get mad at me. Don't come in the comments try to pickforge me. Okay. A cartoon cannot compare to a human movie. I think it's unfair to compare the two, shall I say. When people say, oh, Into the Spider-Verse, one of the best Spider-Man movies of all time. It's one of the best cartoon Spider-Man movies of all time. But it's not going to beat, for me, Spider-Man 2 or Far From Home or no, you know what I mean? Like, because it's humanized. It's live action, right? So I don't compare it. So I'm looking at live action movies. And again, I'm biased in how I put things. It's unfair to me to have 4 slots of a top 10 taken up by Avengers 1, 2, 3, and 4. No matter where you want to put them in there. So I just say Avengers number 1, right? Then for me, I go Black Panther, right? Number 2. Then I go Iron Man. Then I go, because I changed my vote, right? To Civil War. Because it did surpass Winter Soldier. For years, I thought Winter Soldier was just hands down. I just love the plot in Winter Soldier. It was so deep and grimy, but Civil War was just as good.
You know, the Queens in Brooklyn spot in Civil War.
Yeah, right, exactly. When we did the review, I'm mad you didn't bring that up. You know what I mean? Because that was definitely a spot to bring it up. But I get this a top 10 Marvel movie all the time, because technically it's Marvel Association. Stan Lee is associated with it. It's just New Line Cinema.
Facts.
Right? Blade is a Marvel character. Right? I give it a top 10 Marvel movies all time, and I give it a complete thumbs up. Your take?
Wow. You know, it really shows me.
Let me get you the light skin, brother. Let me get your thumb complexion. There
That's
you go.
Hilarious. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh man, yo, that's funny, man. We should recruit some Africans.
We've been trying to recruit. If you're out there and you want to talk, come on down.
Somebody that talk like Michael Blackston.
Michael Blackston. I can't get jiggy with the shit.
Word out. Yeah, that would be hilarious, man.
Final thoughts of this movie, Vic.
Oh, yeah. Word. I gotta go do a show. It was just good, man. I was entertained from pillar to post, because mind you, I was cleaning and doing other things, but I was just focused on this movie because everybody that was in it was a hitter. This spot was just great, you know, and it just brought back a lot of memories. It really did. And Wesley Snipes looks really good in this movie, and I can understand why people want him to continue and to continue.
He's too old now,
but yeah, it's been almost 30. I mean, no, it's been almost 30 years. It's like making another Rambo movie. You know what I mean?
They did that.
You know what I'm saying? But who went to see
it? Back.
No, but who went to see it?
I did wait for it to hit some streaming service platforms. That's
you know what I mean? Like, that's something you run into, not something you run to. You feel me? Like,
I like that reference.
So, like, this guy in this movie, he was just kicking ass like crazy, and I kind of wish I would have gone to the theater to see it.
I did see this in the theater, as a matter of fact. I've been a movie goer my entire life. You know what I mean? When you're actually from, you know, the hood, and little things intrigue you. And I can always say, shout out to my aunts and them who are not here. My mother is not here. They always made sure we went to the movies. I can tell you now, I saw Superman 3 in the movies. I saw Rocky 3, Rocky 4, He-Man's, Transformers, every Batman. I'm a movie goer. I'm a movie goer, such a movie goer that if I don't go opening weekend, I'm literally upset. And I refuse to go opening. I refuse to go the second week. If I don't see the movie in the first weekend it comes out, I just get mad and don't go.
That's funny.
Flat out. I will not go. It'd be my wife or something saying, or my daughter's begging me to go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I saw Captain America come out opening weekend, but I didn't take my daughter. I took my wife because it came out on Valentine's Day. The next weekend I had to take my daughter to go see it. And I was sitting and I went right the fuck to sleep. And not that it's a bad movie, it's just I'd already seen it. I'm in a theater. I'm relaxed. I'm out. But
you know, like, is the movie experience even the same? Like, I mean, I just feel like people don't go anymore because
I feel that it is. If you go on opening weekend, I 100% believe that it is. I go back to when I saw this movie in '98 in Newcastle, Delaware at Movies 10. Everybody's watching that right now. What movie theater I'm talking about? jam-packed on a Friday night. Right? But I go back to when we came out of the pandemic, and the first big movie out of the pandemic was Maverick. You remember how hyped I was for Maverick? I even did my own solo review on it because nobody was with me. That theater was jam-packed. Theaters. I go back to Endgame or Infinity War, and everybody gets snapped away, and the theater going, oh my God! And it's, to me, there's nothing like a movie going experience. It's why I'm an A-list member with AMC. I believe in going to the movies. I'm gonna get out of here soon and right now go see Snow White. I'm a moviegoer. Thumbs up for this movie. But hey, guys, we said we got something here for everybody here on the network. Make sure you check out the Daredevil review coming up this Wednesday or Thursday, whichever day they decide to do it on with pitting schedules. We have movie reviews coming back soon as well. Check out the husband and wife review show, Millie Blade review show, reviewing Raising Kanan season 4. Also, the Federation Tuesdays is back, doing a Curious Batches this week, as well as the Challenging Time All-Stars with yours truly and Captain Shay. And then right now you're checking out the Wolfpack, and our new trilogy for the next few weeks is the Blade series. Something for everybody here, because no matter what you're listening to, you hear this voice and you see Vic's face.
Tonight's broadcast has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am, National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
You know that Mike Knox will always.
Who are you rooting for tonight? I'm rooting for everybody black. I am.
Listen, we're gonna get out of here, y'all. I am Mike Papa Knox. That is Vic the Mark. We out here, y'all. See y'all next week. Peace in the Middle East. Do we still say that? Are we able to say that?
We should.
Peace in the Middle East. We should
be ruling the humans. These people are our food.
They've got their claws into everything. Politics, finance, real estate.
He is their greatest fear and our only hope.
It's open season on all vampires.